Hi, diddly hosky there, YouTuberoos! Got the kids a little four-wheeler. Trying to get them into it. So, update. I didn't put out a video like I said I was going to, but I had some issues. I wanted to test drive it. There wasn't really anything to put out there. Got the timing chain and the magneto in and everything. I was in kind of a rush. Plus, the baby was out here in his pack and play. And his mom was picking that up. So, I didn't hit the nut on there with an impact. I was waiting until she got home because I could still access it through there. So I was going to do that last and I forgot. So I was riding it and then I heard this clicking noise, and immediately when I heard this clicking noise we shut her down. And then we took the inspection cover off there and saw that the nut had backed out. I came home last night, pulled the inspection cover, or pulled the side cover off to check everything. Everything was good. That nut had just spun off. The magneto was moved forward just a little bit. So that's what that clicking noise was. It didn't damage anything. It was just the gears kind of clicking against each other. Everything was fine. I put everything in. I torqued down the magneto this time, and I Loctited the shit out of it. So hopefully it won't come spinning off. We do have a little exhaust leak up here. Somebody broke a bolt, so I can't get that to tighten down very tight, but it's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to put out a riding video, hopefully soon. Just not sure what format I'm going to go with. Rode it around the yard a little bit today. I had to go to work because now I'm essential. So, that being said, I get to go to work now. So now, the whole reason for getting this four-wheeler was to kill time during quarantine, and now I'm essential, so I have to go to work. But we turned up the driveway just a little bit. Rode up my trail. I gotta get used to it a little bit more first, because apparently when you're trying to take off, it's not a good idea to stand on the foot brake. I didn't even know I was doing it. Didn't realize I was doing it. It was just, I was like, why does this thing keep slipping? Like, you're trying to go and it's just not going, and then like it goes after a minute, and then I realized that I'm standing on the foot brake. Because every other one I've ridden has been an automatic. Like I've ridden a Big Bear and it was a automatic. I don't know. And I think it's just the little, I don't know, those Nerf bar things or whatever that throw me off. Because I rest my foot there because it feels awkward hanging down, and I can't tighten those up because then they're in the way. I tightened that one up and that went back down. But then it's in the way of the shifter and you can't get underneath to shift up. So, there was that. That's a little bit of a learning curve. Also, I mean, the clutching's not so bad. Figuring out reverse was another thing for me. And then my buddy tried to explain it last night because he figured it out. And I wasn't understanding. Like, reverse is not that hard. Had he just told me reverse was below first gear, I would have been all fine. But for some reason, in trying to find it on my own, I guess I could have just looked it up. I would shift it down into first, because I think that a process that I read was down into first, turn the knob, shift it back into neutral, and go back down. And it was wrong. It was incorrect. I'm like, what the hell? Maybe that was for another four-wheeler. I don't know. But this one right here, shift it into first, turn the reverse knob, and then shift it down one more click. It's actually really simple. So, yeah, for anybody who is trying to figure out reverse, it's really easy if you know how to do it. So, clutch, shift down to first, turn the knob, shift down one more time. But you have to hold the knob while you're doing it. Pretty easy. And I had another retard moment the other day. I don't like saying the word retard, but I had a dummy moment the other day. We'll call it that. So I pulled this out of the garage. Oh, green nasty. Backed her out of the garage so I could work on this and have the baby in here so he wasn't in the sun. And then I went to pull it back in, and I kept smoking the belt. Why is the belt smoking? Like, what the hell? What the hell? And we're trying to pull it in. I'm like, what is going on with this thing? Oh, another brain fart, I guess. Apparently I set the parking brake because my other half was sitting on it. with the baby, and I started it to rev it up for him, but I didn't want him to shoot it through the wall if he grabbed the throttle, so I put the parking brake on. Well, apparently I backed it out of the garage with the parking brake on, and didn't have a problem. But when I went to pull it back in, it wouldn't go, and I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. And then my buddy's like, hey, does this thing have a parking brake? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I said it. And then we released the parking brake, and it pulled right in. I was like, son of a bitch, I was pissed. Oh, but I had a dummy moment on this one too. I might as well share so somebody else doesn't make the same dummy mistake that I did. When I put the spark plug in, like, I thought it was a timing issue. I think I need a new plug too, to be honest with you. But I thought it was a timing issue, so I freaked out and I got ahead of myself again. And we pulled the top of the motor off to check the timing because I thought I screwed the timing up, but it was spot on. When I put the plug back in, it wasn't squared up in the hole, and I jammed the socket down in there because I was in a hurry, and it clamped the connection, or the node, to the little toot. It was almost touching, so it wasn't getting spark. So I fixed the gap, and it was fine. But I got ahead of myself, and I ripped the top of the motor apart again. So I guess keep it simple, stupid is probably what I should follow on this. This thing doesn't like going slow. When you go slow, it tries to, even in first gear, it wants to die. It's like cut. It's like chugging. It's got the big bore on it. Like, it doesn't like going slow. When you go fast, it's all good. But not going slow. I feel like the clutches might be going bad in it though, first and second at least. But they're not so bad once it warms up. So it could just be that it needs to be warmed up before it's ridden. I don't know. Maybe the oil's too, because apparently, correct me if I'm incorrect, but from what I saw in the diagrams, the oil from the engine also puts oil into the clutch case. Because it goes, there's a hole that goes straight through in the case. So if that's the case, and the oil's thick and slimy, and then it warms up, and it thins out, and it makes it easier for the clutches to grab, I guess. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I'm just speculating. But then I have that issue sometimes. I hasn't done it since I figured out how to operate reverse. But I had the issue of... Damn it. It just made it worse. I had the issue of the reverse light was flashing while I was trying to drive. And at night, that's really, really bright and annoying. But since I figured out reverse is not doing it as much, so it might just be that issue, that I wasn't doing reverse correctly. I think I need to replace the clutch cable. It's possible that it's not releasing all the way. I don't know when I go into first gear, but then again, it feels like clutch is slipping, to be honest with you. Because I feel like once I let off that clutch, it should immediately start to go. So I think the clutches are probably baked. That'd be my guess. But she goes like a rape tape when you get it going. She flies. Like, I can't even get it past second gear in my yard. Like, and I got a pretty long stretch. Like, this thing goes. It's a lot of fun. Can't wait to start doing videos on it. We had an oil leak in the side cover. Because having it off and on so many times, I fucked the gasket up that goes around there. So I just used black RTV sealer this time. And that seems to be holding up just fine. And as you can see, these 3 bolts right here are different heads. And I've got nuts as washers. And that one doesn't tighten down anymore. But now that one does. The threads are blown out on this. But the only downside to that side cover like that with the using the Permatex is the fact that I think I got some Permatex in the bolt hole. So these longer bolts, they won't seat all the way down in there. I think Permatex got down in there, and it's basically, because they did tighten all the way down, but now that when you tighten this one all the way down tight, it's loose. But now I got it to go all the way. I picked around in there with a piece of wire, and I think I got some of the Permatex out, so it gave it enough room to tighten all the way down. This one tightens all the way down, but this one doesn't anymore. But I think the threads are gone in this one. I'm gonna have to helicoil it. Helicoil? I don't know how to say it. I just learned about these things recently. Helicoil. I don't know. I'm going to do that eventually, but for right now, it's not dripping, it's not causing a problem, so it's just going to stay the way it is. I'm not taking that side cover up any more than I have to. I got to get some more flat black and touch up my frame on this now that I got going good. We got our slide over here. Bam! ORV stickers are ready to go. I made a plate out of just a piece of galvanized that I'm going to give it to the back of the four-wheeler. Bam! We're ready to go trail riding. Now, what I don't understand, however, is the fact that you have an RV sticker to be able to ride on state land and stuff and on roadways, and then you have an ORV trail sticker, but you have to have this one and this one to ride on the trails. Why not just make this one $36.25 to where you can just stick one sticker on there and it covers all of it, than to have two stickers? So stupid. Waste of materials. Stupid. But I gotta get inside and feed the kids. It's getting to be about 6:30ish. So the old lady ran off to the store to get some more food and such, pick up some essentials, and I'm just wrapping up everything. I just put my tools away from mowing, put the mower away. I still got my blower and stuff over there. I forgot before I closed the other side up and locked it. So we got the old Ching Chong Wing Wong Chinese made four-wheeler right here. The old Teo Teo or Tao Tao. I don't know how the hell you say it, but I mean, for what it is, I'm impressed with the price point. I mean, it was like, I think it's like $600. I've got it for the kids so they can get involved. Plastics are already broke. I think that happened when they were bringing it home. We got caught on the wheel well of the truck. I mean, I rode on it, and this thing's so tippy with my fat ass on it. Like, holy shit. I kept trying to go down to the pole barn up there because I was working on this one, and it kept tipping to the right, tipping to the left, tipping to the back. I thought I was going to... I felt like I was doing wheelies, then it was tipping to the right, tipping to the left. Like, it was crazy. Crazy. Definitely not made for the fatties. So, that is, though. That is a bad machine right there. And even with the stock exhaust on it, that thing's still loud as shit. I think I got an exhaust leak somewhere still. But, man. I'm not worried about exhaust leak right now. I just want to make sure she runs good. Because I'm ready to take her on the trails. So if we can start bringing in some money with this lawn and landscape, I can do some weekend trail rides. So I just want to get some trust in this thing, because like all my trust in this thing is gone. Like from the get. Like I got it put back together and I was like, yeah! And I rode it once and it just broke the timing chain. And then I mean every time I test drove it was brake, 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 brake. Everything would break. But then I found those bolts in the bottom. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll put it back together and it'll be good. Then I screwed the pooch and I missed something, but I'm glad I didn't break nothing. I think I put more oil in this thing than anything else. So I got a spare timing chain, spare magneto, spare starter, spare wiring harness. Those seem to be the most essential. Spare CDI box, solenoid. I got basically spare parts for everything on this. Like, that could go wrong other than like the motor, you know. Spare coil. In the process of changing stuff, I got a bunch of spare parts. So, that's good. It's supposed to rain for the next like 4 to 5 days. So, I don't know that I'm going to put a video out. It might be this weekend. It's supposed to be really nice this weekend. So, I'm going to see about putting out a video maybe this weekend. And then get a little riding clip in there. So, until next time, keep it classy.